Peterson here, and I'm going to talk about some stuff. We got coronavirus right now, so maybe you're watching this months from now. I don't know, but we got COVID, COVID-19, coronavirus. Everybody's getting locked down, a lot of panic, and it's kind of shooting us into a recession. And so typically there's actually a definition for when we're in a recession, but thanks to Dan Nicholson and our cash flow engineering course and office hours, last week spoke to both Bernstein and Bank of New York, and they both said pretty, as a matter of fact, we are in a recession, and that's fine. That happens. It's people will be successful because of a recession as they go through because they prepared for it. And some people will fail and they'll go under because they weren't prepared for it, or they just happen to be in an unfortunate circumstance where COVID, the coronavirus, just black swan event, put them under, and that's unfortunate. But I want to talk about business development versus marketing and sales, because a lot of people, depending on how you know me or where you come from, you might think I'm a marketer or a salesperson or an advertising person, and that's true to an extent. I do market, I do sell, and I do advertise. But what I prefer, and the thinking cap that I put on, is that of business development, right? Business strategy development, and they are very, very different things. And our wealth expert, the reason that I have access to Bank of New York and all that is Dan Nicholson. And he just did a video on how to apply for SBA disaster loan assistance. And there's a little tidbit in there where he brings up a very, very important point. And that point is this: marketers and salespeople, that hat, when we wear that marketing and sales hat, it's all about revenue generation, more and more revenue. Okay. If we maybe flip that into a different domain, it might be weight loss, more and more weight loss, faster weight loss, right? This need to accomplish a very short-term objective, and we ignore the long-term risks. So business development, or let's go back to weight loss. Weight loss should be all about losing weight, right, in a way that is sustainable and eliminating risk, or trying to mitigate the risk that comes with it. Like, am I going to yo-yo diet? Is this going to cause damage to my relationship? Is this going to cause my kid to have disordered eating patterns, right? And business development is very similar in that a marketer or a salesperson, somebody that gets paid to make sales, often they're incentivized to just drive up the revenue. And as business owners, sometimes we have that marketing and sales cap on, but business development, business strategy, smart business strategy, long-term sustainable business strategy, business development is about driving up revenue while lowering the amount of risk you're taking on, right? And Dan says it, he articulates it far better than I do in the video he just put out, right? Driving up revenue. So maybe we do not drive up revenue as fast as we possibly could, because the risk would be disproportionate to the amount of revenue we're taking on. Happens all the time. A lot of internet marketing businesses specifically, but some brick and mortar as well, might drive up revenue really, really hard. They get some wind at their back. It's something like this, right? Coronavirus, we have an opportunity. Let's sell masks. I don't know. And so we push it really hard, and we generate a ton of revenue by pushing out product. And then if we're not careful, what's very likely is that we take on more overhead. We hire a bunch of people, open another factory. We take on all of this overhead to support the revenue growth. And then the virus goes away. Fingers crossed, the virus goes away. And now are the masks, right? Our mask sales dip down, and we're in a pretty bad place because we got factories that we have to support now. Okay. And then I just made that example up. You get the concept. So a lot of times, the way we drive revenue, right? Marketing, sales, sell, always be selling, hit new records every month. Every move we're making is driving up revenue, but it's also driving up risk disproportionate to the amount of revenue we're driving, right? And now we see it now. We see all these people that are really, really struggling. They had record months in February of this year, January of this year, and now they're hurting because the amount of risk they took on in driving the revenue was greater than the revenue. Okay. So business development And I hope people are ready to hear this now, because they don't want to go through this again. They don't want to go through this uncertainty. Business development is about increasing revenue, very similar to weight loss. It might not go as fast as you want, but every move, right, we have to also lower the risk. So we have revenue and we have risk. And what we want to do is we want to make that gap as wide as possible. That is like certainty, sustainability. Hey, a lot of people are driving revenue up and they're driving risk up proportionately or disproportionately. And so the revenue is not sustainable. And when something like this happens, they're in trouble. Right? And I want to share that. I want you to think of business development differently than marketing and sales. As a business owner that wants to have, I don't know, you want to be in business for 50, 60, 70 years and accumulate real wealth and really have an impact. You have to think strategy and business development. You got to take off your marketer and sales hat sometimes. Right? So best way to do that, cfeclass.com. It's cash flow engineering, cfeclass.com. Dan and I teach it together. It's his intellectual property. He is obviously the expert in wealth acceleration. He obviously has the resources in the Bank of New York's and the Bernsteins and all that. I just facilitate. I ask questions. I, share examples, practical examples that my clients are going through. But you're going to want at this point to survive and thrive through this and future black swan events and economic downturns. You're going to want to learn how to engineer this stuff and start thinking like somebody that is a business development mind, not a marketing and sales mind. If you want to be marketing and sales mind, you may want to consider being a marketing director for somebody that has a business development mind, right? Now, if that's you, if you really do want to learn how to make these decisions and mitigate risk, mitigate uncertainty while driving up revenue, so that gap is nice and wide. That gap is your certainty, your cushion, your sustainability. Go to cfeclass.com. I think it's like 22 pages long, like the 4 steps for cash flow engineering. So you go check it out, give it a read. I am one of the case studies in there, so happy to send you there because my name is in there. cfeclass.com. Get the case study. There's a video coming soon, but right now it's like a PDF white paper style, and it's just the 4 steps to it's a wealth blueprint. And we need to start thinking this way if we're going to keep on keeping on through this and through the next one and the next one and the next one. Cool.